Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Claire's Circle. They say friends are the family we choose. We entrust them with our deepest secrets, our fears, and our greatest joys. But what happens when that chosen family, the keeper of all your secrets, commits an unthinkable betrayal? What if it happens during the most vulnerable time of your life? Today's story comes from a subscriber named Olivia. It's about a 20-year friendship, a devastating secret, and a baby shower that ended in disaster. Olivia is 29, and she's in her 8th month of her first long-awaited pregnancy. Her best friend is named Hannah. They've been friends since kindergarten. Olivia writes that their friendship is a constant, the most stable thing in her life. They've been through everything together: awkward high school haircuts, first heartbreaks, the deaths of grandparents, going off to college, weddings. Hannah was Olivia's maid of honor. She was the first person, besides her husband, that Olivia told about her pregnancy, even before her own parents. To understand the depth of the problem, you need to know one thing. About a year ago, in Olivia's marriage to her husband Ben, there was a rough patch. They had a major disagreement about their future, and it got to the point where they separated for a month. Ben lived in a rental apartment, and Olivia cried on her couch every night. It was a dark, painful time, full of doubt and fear that their marriage might be over. And the only person who knew all the details was Hannah. She was the rock Olivia leaned on. She talked to her on the phone for hours, brought her food, and forced her to go for walks. She was the mediator in her and Ben's reconciliation. In the end, they were able to overcome their differences, and their relationship became even stronger. But they decided to keep that period a secret. No one else knew about their temporary separation, not their parents, not their other friends. It was their private scar, one they had healed together. When Olivia got pregnant, Hannah was over the moon for her. She threw herself into the role of auntie in training. She went with Olivia to ultrasounds, helped set up the nursery, and showered her with books about motherhood. She was the perfect support system. Without a moment's hesitation, Olivia asked Hannah to be in the delivery room with her and Ben. It was important to her that the two most important people in her life were by her side. Hannah, with tears in her eyes, accepted, saying it was a huge honor. And then came the baby shower. Hannah, as the organizer, outdid herself. She threw a perfect party in the backyard garden. Everything was thought out to the last detail: delicate decorations, delicious food, fun games. All of their closest friends and family were there. Olivia's parents, Ben's parents. The atmosphere was incredibly warm and joyful. Olivia felt like the happiest woman in the world. At one point, when the party was in full swing, Hannah, who had had a couple of glasses of champagne by then, decided to make a toast. She stood up, and everyone fell silent. She started off beautifully. She talked about their 20-year friendship, about how they grew up together, about how she is proud of Olivia and how excited she is to meet her niece by choice. Olivia listened with tears of joy in her eyes. And then something went wrong. Apparently, in a wave of emotion and fueled by champagne, Hannah decided to demonstrate to everyone just how strong and real Olivia and Ben's marriage is. She decided the best way to do that was to tell their biggest secret. She continued, her voice getting louder and more theatrical. And I know they're going to be the best parents because they've already been through the worst. Most of you don't know this, but they almost didn't make it. I remember that month last year when they were separated. I remember Olivia crying on my couch every night and Ben living in that awful little apartment. And look at them now. They managed to come back from the brink stronger than ever. It just goes to show that this baby is coming into a home built on real, tested love. To Olivia and Ben, a dead silence fell over the garden. Olivia describes the moment like this. It was as if someone had muted the entire world. She saw the frozen faces of the guests. She saw her conservative mother staring at her with an expression of horror. She saw Ben's parents exchanging confused and alarmed glances. And she saw her husband's face. His smile was gone. He looked like a stone statue. The collective humiliation was almost physically palpable. Olivia felt like she couldn't breathe. She mumbled something about needing the restroom, and she and Ben, holding on to each other, practically fled their own party. The drive home was in complete silence, a silence that was louder than a scream. Ben was furious, not at Olivia, but at Hannah. She had no right, he finally said, staring at the road. That was our private struggle, our business. She just aired our dirty laundry in front of everyone we know. As soon as they stepped through the door, Olivia's phone blew up of messages. It was Hannah. Dozens of text messages, missed calls, sobbing voicemails. I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. I had too much to drink. I just wanted to say how strong you were. Please forgive me. I'm a terrible friend. I'm so sorry. Olivia's heart was breaking. She knew her friend. She knew Hannah hadn't done it with malicious intent. It wasn't a calculated act of revenge. It was a catastrophic, drunken, unthinkable error in judgment. But the damage was done. Their private pain had become public gossip. Her trust in her closest friend was shattered. Ben was adamant. That evening, he sat next to her and said, I don't want her in our lives right now, and she is absolutely not welcome in the delivery room. I will not tolerate that person's presence during the most vulnerable moment of our lives after she has proven that she can't be trusted. And now Olivia is in an impossible position. On one side is Hannah, her friend since childhood, her planned birth partner, who is begging for forgiveness, torn apart by guilt. On the other is her husband, her rock, who has drawn a clear line and is demanding loyalty. The due date is just weeks away. She writes, Hannah continues to call me every day, sobbing, saying she'll do anything to fix this. My husband says that if I let her come to the hospital, he'll see it as me choosing her over him and our privacy. I'm about to give birth, and I'm caught in the middle of the two people I love most. I feel like I'm betraying someone no matter what I do. She ends her letter with this question. Am I the asshole if I forgive my best friend and insist that she be at the birth against my husband's wishes because I know her mistake wasn't malicious and I need my friend? Or am I the asshole if I ban my best friend of 20 years from the birth of my child, possibly ending our friendship forever, to honor my husband's feelings and protect our privacy?